Sugar Ray Leonard is here. He captured the world's attention at the 1976 Olympics in Montreal when he won a gold medal in boxing. The rest is history. He won titles in 5 different weight classes during a 20-year career. He was voted as the fighter of the decade in the 80s by the Boxing Writers Association of America. During that period, he beat Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, and Marvin Hagler. He writes about these fights and more in The Big Fight, My Life In and Out of the Ring. I am pleased to have Sugar Ray Leonard at this table for the first time. We were sort of in Washington together, as you remember. And I was saying to you when you sat down, I always remember when I said to you once, why do you continue to do this? You had all the money in the world because you'd done it well. You had enormous record. And you just said, this is what I know. I want to do what I know.
It's quite simple. It is. It was. It's who I am. It's what I did. It's what I know. And, looking back, it reminds me of when I retired the 10th time, right, that I was never happy, Charlie, until I got back to the ring.
Is it because you need a goal? You need to write, and it's what you do. It's who you are and what you know, and also you need purpose.
Purpose and structure.
Right.
I need structure. I need to know that the fight is 3 months away. I would train here. I would run there, and my life just, took a lot of turns. It was boxing that saved me from day one.
Yeah. What makes a champion?
Champions are born. Fighters are born. The true fighters are really born. It's predestined. Of all the people that you would think would be a fighter, it wouldn't be me because of my personality. I'm a very, quiet, reserved, introverted to a degree. But the ring or the boxing world brought me into it, and I felt safe there because I could defeat one person that's directly in front of me. I didn't want to deal with everything else, if that makes sense to you. One-on-one, I take control because I trained hard, I was dedicated, I sacrificed, I was disciplined. I had all the factors to be successful.
I mean, you have to want it, you have to have it inside of you.
And in those big fights, you're challenged. Boxing, you don't play boxing. You play basketball, football, you don't play boxing. Boxing demands that you give it its full attention, and you work hard, you train hard, you run hard. And when you're in there, it all comes to light. You either have it or you don't.
All right, let's talk about the 3 fights I mentioned. Roberto Duran tried to intimidate you like nobody's ever tried to intimidate somebody. He did.
Not necessarily intimidate. I don't think intimidation is the key, is the word. He knew, he got under my skin. He said things to me. He gave me gestures, the fingers. He gave my wife the finger. He cursed me. He pushed me, kicked. He did everything.
To do what? To achieve what?
To get into my head.
Right.
To make me crack. Because I was taught to smile in front of the cameras. Yeah. So when I smiled, he pushed me, he shoved me. So I didn't retaliate. Like on the streets. The code is fight back. I didn't fight back. I didn't challenge him. Yeah. And it got the best of me to the degree, Charlie, that he made me fight his fight because I wanted to beat him so bad. He insulted me so bad that I wanted to beat him at his own game, fighting him toe-to-toe, which was not smart. Looking back on it, it was not smart. But for me...
But you did it out of anger.
I did it out of anger. Anger never wins.
You have said also that great boxers possess an inner resource, a hidden thing that can make us do incredible things. It's how we activate it. What's that about?
It's when you at your peak. You're exhausted, your lungs are burning, your legs are tired, your arms are just worn out. And there's 3 more rounds to go. And the last 3 rounds are deciding factors. It's that time that you call upon that inner resource to get off that stool, to go out there and throw combinations, not one punch, throw combinations and out-hustle the other guy. That's that hidden resource. We all have it. It's the ones who are able to activate it that makes that person excel.
Are there any consequences from being in the ring as long as you were for you?
Well, yeah, I'm sure there are. I mean, the brain was not meant to be traumatized that many times.
But did you think about that?
No, we don't. We go in the ring without thinking that we will be a statistic, or one of those who unfortunately suffered dementia.
Right.
I never thought about being hurt in the ring. I got into the ring and I was in great shape and never thought about that. Ever thought about that.
When were you most fearful?
When I knew, and I knew it three times, the three fights I lost, I knew in the dressing room
that you were going to lose.
I was going to lose. I knew, Charlie, I knew in that dressing room when I was hitting the pads, whether my brother or my trainer, getting ready, trying to recover or make that presence available, and it never came. It's like this. I think biorhythms is what we call it. And I didn't feel like fighting that night, and I knew it was going to be a long night. Those moments were frightening, scary.
Now, which one was that?
It was the first Duran fight.
Well, the one where he got in your head.
It was the second Hearns fight. It was Hector Camacho. It was Terry Norris. The fights that I lost. It was those moments.
But did you retire after Camacho?
Yes, that was indeed my last fight, 1997. And I really can't, well, I did it. I couldn't believe I went back
I can't either.
To the age of 40.
Why did you do that?
Because, again, there was a void in my life. There was a void in my stomach, in my heart. There was something inside of me, Charlie, that I was trying to get out. I mean, I couldn't explain it. I couldn't articulate it because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. It was something that was bothering me, because I was never truly happy. I mean, there was moments I was happy, but I was never like truly fulfilled. There was always this weight or this pressure on my heart and on my shoulders.
How are you today?
Well, I'm 5 years sober. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't lie. I feel better about myself. I feel I'm a better, father, friend, husband.
People, I remember when you came back from the Olympics, and there was a group of businessmen who set up a thing for you. Did that make a big difference for you? Did it give you financial independence that many others either had and lost or never had to the same degree?
I owe a great deal to Mike Trainer, my attorney and friend who put together, who orchestrated my entire career. It was Mike that got these 24, 25 people together who each loaned me $1,000, and I paid them off my first professional fight and became self-incorporated. And then from then on, I was a free agent. I did my own thing.
So money's never been an issue for you?
Money was never. Well, it was an issue to turn pro,
right?
To help my dad, but from then on out, I was protected. Yeah. Protected.
What's the state of boxing today?
The state of boxing is...
What's his name in the Philippines is the best?
Oh, Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao is the best fighter pound for pound in the world, or is it?
Well, Floyd Mayweather, those two...
Why won't they fight? What's the problem?
Who
doesn't want it? Or does one want to last it out so the other one will get old? Or what's the issue?
I think they both want it. And as far as age is concerned, it's an enormous payday. I think they both are trying to gain psychological edge that much, which that much is a lot. But there's too much on the table. There's too much at stake for them not to fight each other because it also is their legacy. Yeah. If you want to be the best pound for pound, you fight the best fighter pound for pound.
And whoever wins that gets the title.
Gets the title. It's bragging rights. It's bragging rights.
And who would you favor in that fight?
One time I leaned towards Floyd Mayweather. Then one time I leaned towards Manny Pacquiao because I've never seen them hurt. Then I saw each one hurt in a previous fight, and they both resolved and they both was poised. It came back and was very impressive.
In your judgment, the greatest fight you ever fought?
The greatest fight that I had would have to be Tommy Hearns, 1981.
Hitman Hearns.
Hitman Hearns.
Yeah.
Because that fight there,
People thought he'd wipe you up.
Well, he was, because Tommy was such a freak of nature. I mean, he was such a big guy at welterweight, 147, that he just annihilated everyone. Long reach, tall, fast. But that fight brought out the best in me and brought out the best in Tommy. And I figured if I beat Tommy, I could beat anyone.
And
that night, I could have beaten anyone.
And you did.
I was at my best.
So Hagler was not nearly...
Well, they say we were older, which we were.
Yeah.
You know, I was 30. That's not old as far as I'm concerned. And Hagler was, 32, whatever. But Tommy Hearns is really the top of the line.
So what is it you think you had beyond heart?
You got to be poised. You got to be balanced. You got to be fast. You got to have that radar, that sense of radar to be able to move. And you got to have heart and intentional fortitude. It's all those things, Charlie. It's the package.
Tell us what it is. What does it feel like when you're tired and you take a punch?
You have two options when you go back to your corner. Quit or continue. Quit or put out more, give more, take more risk. That's the problem. Yeah. Boxing, there must be a commitment, because as we get older, we make those comebacks. We're not committed. We're not totally committed because we don't want to get hit back. When you're young, you're fresh, and you're in your prime, you're committed because you feel no one can touch you because of your hand speed, foot speed, whatever. But as you get older, your priorities change.
Yeah. I remember interviewing you once in an earlier time, and you were in great shape. I mean, you were in fabulous shape. And I thought, so me wanting to be in fabulous shape, I said to you, so what's the regimen? What is it you do? And you said that all of it came from hitting the bag. That's what you told me at the time.
Yes.
All the upper body strength came from
It wasn't the weights. We didn't do weights.
Right. It was working out.
It was hitting the bag and running 5 miles a day and just everything. The sit-ups, you watching films, all that. Yeah. Have you tried? Did you try it?
Yes, indeed, I did, of course. Sugar Ray Leonard, the big fight, my life in and out of the ring. Lots of new revelations, but also a revisit of some of the great moments in his life, of which there have been many. I thank you for coming.
Thank you, John. Always a pleasure.
Glad to see you, my friend.